Perfect.
Already. What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to Saw Sports. Give me 1 second, get some of that bullshit out the way. And if you're not familiar with Soft Sports is a Houston, Texas homer network. We talking all sports, but only Houston. And today we're going to get into the Texans versus Jaguars pregame show. And, man, it's the last game of the regular season for the Texans today. And then, we'll find out, where the Texans end up, how the Texans end up getting there in the playoffs. So I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens from this point forward. So, again, welcome to Soft Sports. And we have two gentlemen from the roundtable joining us this morning. I'm so used to saying in the motherfucking evening. This morning. So we're going to see who we have in the mix with us tonight or today. Goddamn. Still fuck it up.
Yeah. Sure. You got your boy Third Coast Sports TV week in the building, man.
Already.
What's the motherfucking deal? It's the number one shit talker. Toxic City Titty.
Toxic City Titty in the motherfucking mix. And I'm your host, Ed Honcho. If you don't know, now you know. And we came to represent for the motherfucking Texans today, man. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of interesting situations taking place today. A lot of things that we have to look at. But before we get into any of that, we got to talk about the most important news coming out the city today. And if you don't know what that is, that's you, Sauce Nation. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all. Every time y'all pull up, every time we go live, every time y'all come through, show love, man. Hey, ain't a better base, ain't a better group of fresh ingredients in the motherfucking world. Again, with this being the last of the regular season pre-games, man, I just want to say thank y'all for riding with us all season. And trust me, there's so much more to come. And as we start looking into the next year and all those other things, man, it's a lot of good shit coming your way. But we appreciate everybody who's been down since day one. Shit, if you started yesterday, we still fucking with you. It's all good. But like I said, we can do a Sauce Nation roll call in the mix. If you don't know what that means, hey, if you're from the greater Houston area, shout out your side with pride. If you're not from the greater Houston area, it's all good, man. We still show a little bit of love to you. We ain't hating. Just let us know where you're at. We'll send a little bit of digital love your direction. Let's see what we got in the mix with us this morning. I see Alan Arani. I see Kenneth. I see Mr. Agent Pikachu, my favorite of all the Pikachus. I see Darren Davis, a.k.a. Swisher, Mr. Rabbit, DeMarcus Johnson, S.A. Steve-O, Hector Rodriguez representing Tom Ball, Glenn Davis 77087 representing. Ready Beast Mode engaged. Car owner, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Kool-Aid High, what's the motherfucking deal? Days, what's the motherfucking deal? Beyond a Funny Nigga, what's the motherfucking deal? Already, I appreciate the super sauce, super chat love. I see Yasmel saying one time for the city of Screw. Already on the menu is Jags representing. Homicide nigga. Let's see. Neil Harbison. Let's see. I think that's the first time, but welcome to the sauce. If it's your first time here, good to see you. Jared Key, Syrup Wizard. Let's see. I want to see a fist fight. Shit, it might be one, but it might be Jags fighting Jags. You know how they've been doing this year. Let's see. Herb Gotti the Don, what's the motherfucking deal? My Town Trio, what's the motherfucking deal? Damon Smith, Maxwell Clark, what's the motherfucking deal? Kendrick Randolph, let's see, what's the motherfucking deal? King 88, always good to see you. Herb Gotti the Don. Let's see, Asmel. Let's see, what's that? Bisco 911, 9111 already. Texas Boy, what's the motherfucking deal? Unique, always good to see you, Unique. Let's see, Northside, Greens Point representing already. Kenneth, you lucky you get one shout out, nigga. Talking about I want 3 shout outs, nigga. Go shoot a 3-pointer, motherfucker. Pasadena representing, Cypress representing, Northwest representing, already G-Town, Galveston in the mix, already representing, Sunnyside already. Let's see. To the row with the death row, con row. Y'all want no smoke. Guns pointing. I see you. 4th Ward in the house. Jay Dizzle from the land of the trio. What's the motherfucking deal? Southside still dripping. And original man 290 in the house. Arturo Beckett, man. Here's the deal. I see Cypress and Al, man. We all over the city, man, and that's why we fucks with y'all, man. Again, like I say, it ain't no hate, but and if I miss you, I ain't dish you, man. We just got a lot to talk about, so we want to get into it. We got a limited amount of time. And make sure, if you don't know, we will be here immediately after the game, win, lose, or draw. But it better be a motherfucking win, because we ain't got no time for none of that nonsense. Yeah. Right. So like I say, but let's get into it, man. Right now the Texans are, 10-5? Hoping to go 11-5, a chance for the second best record or to tie the second best record in Texans franchise history. Been a very interesting year. Started on a down note, man, and then they kind of they start off 0-3, ran off 10-2 after that. Had a couple of chances to secure a second seed, and now the second seed is not out of the mix. It's going to take the Patriots taking the L to the Jets. Crazier things have happened, but let's not put all our faith in that. And then it would take, I think, KC losing, Chargers losing, and the Patriots losing for us to be able to go all the way to the number one, but I doubt that happens. That's that's like a very slim percentage. But what we got to worry about, man, is what we can control. And last week we didn't do that like we should have. And I want to talk about some Mark shit because, we talk about culture this day and age and handling your own business. And I wanted something I want to speak on that I didn't get a chance to. And we're talking about those Patriots when they sent that little note to the Eagles, that little tweet to the Eagle. If that wasn't the biggest crock of bitch ass shit, and to me, that just says this isn't the same Patriots team. But that's not Patriots code. That's why I say I question a lot of shit that's going on with the Texans the Patriots, because again, like I say, to praise some other team for getting you where you need to be, you supposed to be the dynasty. You supposed to be, those guys, but now you needing help and then go thank the motherfuckers that whooped your ass in the Super Bowl last year. To me, like I say, what kind of representation is that? But anyway, I just had to get that off my chest, man. But looking at this game versus the Jags, we got some inactives. We're going to talk about these inactives real quick, and then we're going to get your thoughts on, how these guys not being available is going to impact the game. So we got Kiki Kuti, Jonathan Joseph, Deontay Foreman, Brandon Dunn, Joel Heath, Josh Kaez Keys, however you want to pronounce it, who just got recently brought back to the roster, and Roger Johnson, all inactive today. Now, a couple of those latter names aren't going to be big impacts, but Kiki, J. Joe, and Deontay. I want to talk about these guys, man. We'll start with Wink. What kind of impact will these guys not being available have on this roster today against this Jaguars team?
It's the Jags. Blake Bortles is the QB, and they got inconsistent receivers all on the other side of the field. I mean on the same side of the field. You don't have no running game, so they're going to be one-dimensional. You still got Kareem Jackson, Clowney, McKinney, and many others. Yeah, and sorry about that. Yeah, but yeah. So with that, you got DJ Chark. You don't have no tight end. You don't have no running game outside of TJ Yeldon. Potentially catching swing passes. Some screens, things like that. It's just like that. I don't really see this team doing much on the offensive side. Deontay Foreman. I don't really care about Deontay Foreman playing in this game for the simple fact Lamar Miller was back, and Blake Bortles is the QB. I can't stress that enough. You let go of your offensive coordinator. I know they won a game against a Dolphins team, but you had Jags fans talking that shit up like that Dolphins wins was like some of the best shit that they had did. I'm like, bro, it's the Dolphins. The Dolphins are not good. You know what I'm saying? So don't chalk that up. Like, that's just some shit that needs to be pumped up like that. We didn't even do that once we beat the Dolphins. We was just like, we just beat the shit out of the Dolphins. But defense is going to end up handling their business when it comes to their side. We'll probably get into that topic a little bit. But the fact that they're going to be one-dimensional all game and you're going to be able to put – we know this quarterback entirely too well, and we know exactly what mistakes to be able to force him into, and he's going to end up paying. He's either going to pay with sacks, his running backs is going to get stuffed all game when they do try to run, and he's going to end up throwing an interception or two. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws like 3 interceptions this game to close out the season, and he makes it even easier for the Jaguars to move on to go get them a new quarterback. But that's how I'm feeling about
it. Shout out. I see y'all, Katie. I see Pearland in the house outside. I see y'all, man. Shouting out to Toxic City Tenny and Texas City representing. Your thoughts on these gentlemen not being available? QT, J. Joe, Deontay Foreman especially. Some of those other guys have kind of been inactive, not really available on the roster for most of these. But how do you feel like that impacts this game today?
Man, outside of everybody else, just look. I think the biggest person is Deontay Foreman because we wanted to see this run game get back to form, and we needed him to get those reps today. It's unfortunate that he can't play, but he is coming back off an Achilles injury, so I wouldn't want him to reactivate anything that's going on with that shit because Lord knows we're going to need somebody that can power that shit through if we want to get some real wins in this playoff postseason. That's the most frustrating part for me. When I saw his name up there, I expected either J-Joe or Kareem to be out, and everything was looking more like J-Joe was going to be out. I get that. J-Joe's an older man. he can't. He just needs to rest. Because if we can skip using somebody, then J. Joe was going to be the guy I could see skipping. But I mean, Deontay Foreman is the only one that I'm really disappointed about, and it's not because I think he can play. I was hoping that things would be more on a upward or a more positive trajectory for him to be getting into these games and getting his reps. Does it affect the game a whole lot? I think it only affects it slightly because Blue has been getting the majority of the reps. He was even the starting running back last week. So, him backing up Miller was not something new to us. We've seen it before. They can get things going, but I would love to see them get going. Like I said earlier in the week, or actually on Friday, this all depends on us showing that we can get back to running the football. And that's what we have to do. And we got a really great test against the Jaguars defense. So if we can get back to running the football, I don't think anybody on our inactive list right now really affects the game. I can't wait to see Josh Kiez come back in the playoff. I'm hoping he plays in the playoffs and makes some big-ass fucking special teams plays for us, because Brian Peters needs to keep his ass on IR. He needs to get a fucking front office job ordering food for everybody.
Well, why you got beef with my boy Peters? We know Peters the GOAT, man. The special teams GOAT. That's the captain, man. That's my captain, man. Side note, shout out to Days, man. I did not notice this. Kaimi needs one field goal to pass Novak for the single season franchise record. And man, look, I know people, and that's why I say sometimes you guys can't always go off emotions. I know there was a lot of people early in the season talking about Kaimi was trash and, we need a new kicker and all these other things. And if you look at the stats even before the season, Kaimi was relatively consistent, man. He might have been put in a couple of bad positions, but Kaimi is not a bad kicker. See, we seen that the other day when he basically won the game. What game was that a couple of weeks ago? We had, about 4 or 5
Wise. Wise. Citizen.
What I say? This dude is consistently trash. Oh my god!
You saw how agged early on in the season in his videos Wise used to be when it came to Kaimi. He used to have Texas dedicated to Kaimi. Like, this dude is trash. Get him up, buddy.
He say he's still sticking to his guns, man. He say he ain't changed.
Yeah. I know he in the chat. I know he in the chat talking shit. I know he laughing like a motherfucker right now.
He say he's still trash, man. Shout out to UCF, man. What's the motherfucking deal? If y'all didn't get a chance to catch man, shout out to UCF and shout out to
shout out to UCF.
Appreciate y'all coming through, man, and really dropping some Jags knowledge on the Sauce Nation, man. But again, so like I say, looking at this game, man, and just kind of looking at some of the issues, and like you say, Blake Bortles, I'm glad you mentioned him because, again, this is an opportunity for him to kind of make a name for himself, but most likely somewhere else. I think Jags fans are pretty much done with him. They've seen him kind of maximize his capabilities. I think the peak Bortles was playoff Bortles, but you got to get back to the playoffs to see that and hope that he can recreate that. So I don't think they want to go through that experiment again. And so ultimately, like I say, with J-Joe being out and the questionable play of some of our corners, man, what do you see the Texans doing to, prevent Blake from going off and having a good day? Because we've seen guys have to have some success against this team. So, Tenny, what are your thoughts on that? And then we'll get to Wink on that one.
I mean, I think the most important thing is going to be not giving him short shit like we have been to everybody. This fucking zone defense we've been running has been fucking stupid. And don't get D.D. Westbrook confused. He's got some speed. So, I mean, if he can catch an underneath pass, he can break off 15-20 on you real easy. And it's not hard. I think what needs to happen is we need to start playing hard-nosed football. We need to start playing playoff football. I've been saying it for the last 3 weeks. We can limit a guy like Bortles if we went out there and treated him like he was a Brady. If you treat him with that kind of respect, if you ball the fuck out and you play to the max of what you can do, there is no way a guy like Blake Bortles can go out there and lead a team. No. Because, I mean, that's what we need. We need championship football. We need that next level. And we need that dog mentality to come back. That 9-game winning streak, I've gone back through everything, and I've been just kind of like gathering my thoughts. This team had a mentality during that 9-game winning streak they just don't have right now. They're just kind of taking what they get. And that's not the way you should be thinking going into a game. And especially right now, since you have a shot at making a run. Now, I'm not saying they'll make a run, but I'm saying you got a shot. You can build something right now. You made a 9-game run streak right now, and now you got, You got the wild card, the divisional, the AFC championship game, and then a Super Bowl. That's 4 games. What if you could just get back into that mindset and make a run like that? That's all this team has to do. It could start right here, and that'll be 5 games. You could run 5 games. You've already proven that you could run 9 games. Why not get back to that mentality? Get that dog back in you. Fuck what everybody else says. Fuck being the nice guy. Fuck being cordial and fucking keeping sportsmanship. And last night I was watching the motherfucking Alabama game, and I was talking to my friend, and I said, man, fuck that shit. I'd fucking go for another touchdown. Show OU they were never in this game. I mean, fuck it. And that's the kind of mentality I want the Texans to have. Fuck the sportsmanship. Fuck the niceties. Get out there and dog on these dudes like you fucking a mama in front of them.
Well, goddamn, raw dog and their mama in front of them. Ain't that about a bit? So what are your thoughts on that situation? What do they need to do to keep Bortles from having some success in this game, Wink?
Yeah, I mean, we got to treat him like Amanda Nunez did Cyborg last night. You know what I'm saying? And we need to go ahead and get him on up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't play no games with these dudes because the defense, they still have enough defensive talent. Now, it would be easier, much easier this game to go over the top because they don't have the safety help. And Ronnie Harrison is not fast enough to keep up with Vincent Smith going over the top. These guys that we have on the field as it stands current, I think when it comes to we still gonna be able to put up points. And like UCF said last night, he even said, bro, y'all put up 17 points on us, bro. It's over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they limiting dudes to like 18. They know if we put up 17 and you get ahead of Blake Bortles, if you get any type of lead on Blake Bortles, if you go up and you get on like a 14-point lead and then they end up scoring like 7 and then you slow them down and you get a couple of field goals in that process, Blake Bortles is not equipped to come back against a team like us. The pass rush knows him entirely too well. They gonna make up some shit, and then Jadeveon Clowney is gonna end up bringing some extra shit since he just got fined $40,000, which was some complete bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I wasn't expecting it to come because it came entirely too late, you know, in the week before they fined him. But okay, I think that he gonna earn a little bit more of his money today, and I think we see Jadeveon Clowney finally hit double-digit sacks today. I mean, look at what their offensive line is. The offensive line is hurt. Like, outside of Norwell, I want to say Lindler he's either in or he's out. I'm pretty sure, you know, UCF and any other Jags fans that's in here right now can sit here and say, bro, they're on like a 4th or 5th string right tackle. You know, their guards and shit is off. Bro, dudes should be shooting through the A, B, and C gaps and coming off the edge like it's nobody's tomorrow, bro. I see no reason why these dudes not wreaking havoc. And you still got guys like Andre Hal and Kareem Jackson who have Blake's number when it comes into coverage. You got Justin Reed, and I think Justin Reed, you know, with some of the mistakes and how his play has been over the last couple of weeks, he needs to show everybody that, bro, he's the top safety of this rookie class the way he was and make sure that he's getting some respect on his way out before the season ends. Go ahead, pad them stats. Go ahead and force a turnover. Do whatever it is that you got to do and finish this game strong before playoffs so you can gain extra confidence. Today, I see they need to bring Bernard McCleany on delayed blitzes. I think if you have that, you don't even need a spy today because, I mean, Blake Bortles has some mobility, but he has mobility that you can track down. So I think they need to bring the house and make sure that they bring in Clowney, Watt, Merciless. He needs to rush his ass off today. We've been clamoring for it. We want to see it. And it's just like these dudes need to make sure that they're doing everything and they can in their power. But Zach Cunningham is going to have a great day. I think he's going to end up having his name called quite a few times. I won't be surprised if he forces a fumble or gets a tip ball that gets calls for an interception or some shit like that. But even with J. Joe out, I'm not really petrified of anybody that they have because these dudes drop the ball like, you know, I mean, they constantly drop the ball, you know, so they don't have any tight end that you have to be concerned about. And the fact that they're going to be limited on, I mean, they're going to be one dimensional all game. Let's just be real. We know they can't run against us. Fournette, whether he was going to be in the game, we not worried about Fournette. We weren't never worried about Fournette. Fournette got off against us week 1 of last season, and that's the only game he'll end up having 100 yards against us as long as he's a Jacksonville Jaguar playing against the Texans, or when he leaves to go against any team. I'm saying that now. That's the only 100-yard game he will ever get against the Houston Texans as long as he's in the league.
And I see somebody in the chat ask a question about OBJ, and make sure y'all get y'all votes in for the poll for who wins the college football national championship between Clemson and Alabama. I see, make sure you think about 10 seconds with Clemson won. Never mind, it's over with 7 votes for Clemson.
I think Clemson gonna win.
Somebody asked about OBJ said apparently in the offseason the Giants are going to try to trade OBJ. Would you be okay with a package of Fuller because he's always heard a future first? And one of us, nope. For one of our second, third this year, OBJ be almost just as dinged up as Fuller, man. My thing is he's not as consistent. I wouldn't give up that much for him. And then I think when you have a situation, because I would have more trust in Hop, and I think that connection's already there. I don't want beating up the equipment. The equipment manager's already got a hard enough job instead of having to replace equipment because OBJ mad because he's not getting the ball thrown his way when he think he deserve it, and he wouldn't know what to do with a guy who is a better receiver than he is on the team. So he'd be crying too much for me. As much as he is a good talent, I wouldn't give up that much for him.
You know what, man?
I honestly don't think. Oh, go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
Yeah, we don't need them fruity pebbles in our bowl. Yeah, we don't need them fruity pebbles in our bowl. That dude coming out from underneath the water in the hot tub. No, I'm good.
Oh wow, yeah, Dominique Dio was so gay for that. Getting Odell in that situation, because why are you cleaning the royal penis? Like it was a scene out of Coming to America, bro. If y'all haven't seen Coming to America, when they come up and Eddie Murphy is up, he just looking around and the bitch come out of nowhere and talking about the royal penis is clean, Your Highness. That's exactly what that boy, and that boy face was wet than a motherfucker when he came up out of that water.
It's just too many oddities that surround Odell for me, man. Yeah. And then, look, we too close to the border. He gonna be with the models and the powder and we don't need none of them incidents, man. But on some real shit though, before we carry on, I got to talk about it. Speaking of the best receiver in all the league, maybe the best receiver. Maybe the oddest dresser. I don't know what Samurai Hopkins was thinking with the fresh cut Jaguar.
My
shit.
God.
It looked like some shit in the ladies' bedroom. I don't know what the hell. Some old leopard sheets or some shit. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that.
I don't know what's up with that ensemble he had on today, but he's my favorite wide receiver. But his dress game. It's just not something that anybody else needs to emulate.
Yeah, I got nothing for that, man. I got nothing for that.
And you know what? He does what he does. I think he should have stopped at the flip flops and just threw on some jeans or something. I mean, I would have rather seen just the bright red sandals and some jeans and a shirt, and that's it. Man, but this dude came up in here with the like you said, with the samurai half look.
What it was is that he didn't want to injure the ankle, so he didn't want to wear the jeans, with too much cuff around the ankle. So what he was doing was trying to let the ankle breathe, so that it would be properly healed for the game. So that's just what it was,
Man, I would have took the full samurai look. Let's go samurai, Afro samurai. Let's go samurai shampoo, whatever the hell it's called. Man, let's add some flair to that.
You know what I am hoping? I'm hoping to God that the Jags play man all game. I want to see Ramsey versus Hopkins all game. I don't want nobody. I mean, nobody else is going to be able to hold Hopkins anyway. I mean, you got Boye out. That's going to hurt them more than anything because whoever else, we still have good tight ends who can get in the game. We still got a running back who can catch out of the backfield. We still got DeAndre Carter who can clearly catch the ball. Like every time that he gets targeted, I'm talking about in space, playmaking, like if Watson scrambles and he's throwing dots to him and he falling down catching the ball, the man then already caught a quick little slant, quick little hitch route, took that bitch for 50 yards even against about a week or two ago. So it's just like, how are they going to stop that? I just don't see how they're going to stop.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's just to a point where the Jags have, again, like they say, they've suffered some of the situations that we've suffered with a significant amount of injuries, and it's just going to be real difficult to stop it, even though we have our own issues. But again, like I say, Carter. And my thing is, has Carter solidified a reason to make sure that you keep him next season?
I think so. You have to. Unless you get Deshaun Jackson, you can pretty much have two kick returners back there. I see that, man. If it's any free agent, if it's any free agent wide receiver that's coming out that we could potentially get, I want Deshaun Jackson on this team for two standpoints. One, he can help on returns. He could either be your punt returner and Carter could be your kick returner. However way you want to go that, because dudes flip it like that. And I also want him here to be able to take the steam off of Will Fuller in case if he goes down in the injury, and Bill O'Brien or whoever the OC is this year doesn't have to deviate from the game plan and always has a deep option. And we know this man can track and catch the ball consistently. And could you imagine what he would be able to do? Will Fuller, Hopkins, Carter in the lineup, or Kiki, Jordan Thomas, and Deshaun Jackson. That's too much for anybody. And you still got Foreman and man, that's just too much, bro. I mean, when you really think about the possibilities, it's too much.
But if I'm not mistaken, don't he still got like another year on his contract? So they gonna have to release him, or he's an actual free agent.
He could actually be cut. Okay. He could be cut, and he could be a free agent. So yes,
okay.
And he's trying to get up out of Tampa right now as we speak.
I don't blame him. He wasn't with eating the W, so I can understand that. Nah. Okay, question about this game though. Again, like I say, with what is on the line and what is not on the line. Okay, you want to go into the playoffs as healthy as possible. If we get to a significant lead on these Jaguars, should Bill O'Brien look to go back to the conservative game plan? Should he be just trying to, mitigate the hits on Deshaun? Because again, the Jags have nothing to play for. They could be playing free and loose and not really giving a fuck. And would love to upset the Texans in that situation. Or should, if we get a significant lead, should he just kind of try to end the game as smoothly as possible? What are your thoughts on that, Wink? And then we'll get Tenny's opinion.
I feel keep your foot. It's a division rival. Doug Marrone embarrassed the shit out of your football team last year. We embarrassed him in week 6, and we saw the aftermath, and we heard about dudes fighting in the locker room and all kind of shit when they lost to the Texans. And just think, they lost to a Texas team with a Deshaun Watson who had a chest injury. He don't have no chest injury this game. So the beating is about to be way worse. And I think going into the playoffs, why not give something for people to talk about going forward in the playoffs, man? Hey, I mean, this is still the Jags defense. Look at what they did even with limited options, and if they can do this to a Jags defense who's limiting points, limiting pass yards, limiting this, and the Texans don't have Will Fuller and Demaryius Thomas, what is that going to say about the Texans going forward in the playoffs? Because let's be real, outside of the Chargers and Ravens and potentially the Colts, those are the only defenses we even have to worry about. I mean, the Patriots, nobody's worried about them. Nobody's worried about the Chiefs' defense. Yeah, they got a nice pass rush, but that's it. On the back end, what do you have? You're going to eat on them all game, and they don't have the linebacking core to be sustainable to help Patrick Mahomes get the ball consistently to put points on the board. I mean, so that's how I'm looking at it. I mean, and it's not even about the national media at this point, because I want to preface my comment by saying that I'm not saying it's not about them, but you still need to put it in the other team's brains, even with limited shit, even with having Lamar Miller coming back after being out for 3 weeks. You get the run game back on par right before you go into the playoffs. The defense shows the fuck out, and Romeo Crennel starts showing his ingenuity with this football team once again. That will be dangerous. And that is a huge confidence booster for Honey Badger and guys like that, because I honestly feel like Honey Badger is down on himself after the last couple of games, and I think he's down on himself, and not that he knows he's not in position and shit like that, but I think he's going to find a way to really get that spark back that he really needs to provide for the rest of the team, because notice when he was really sparked up, the team was playing at a much higher level, and I feel that with some of that dwindling down over the last couple of weeks, it's actually affected the team. And you can see it in their play. Dudes are not tackling officially. Dudes like Justin Reed is out here trying to blow dudes up instead of wrapping up the way that he was, and I think that's going to be essential in this game because if you let any of these dudes run free in the back end like D.D. Westbrook, then it's all over.
You made a very good point there, because again, Honey Badger came in as a leader on this team basically from when he got here. And if he's down, then I could see that definitely impacting the way the rest of the team is playing. I'm laughing because he did. I saw somebody in the comments say that he threatened to pull up on somebody on Twitter. I said, I ain't mad. I was talking about that the other day. I have no problem with NFL play. I don't have no problem with anybody because, again, they men, they're people, human beings just like us. People like as fans, we get upset because, they're supposed to be professionals. They're supposed to be – man, you go to anybody else who is a professional in their craft or whatever it is that they do and y'all start talking crazy, man, a motherfucker going, shit. I wish you go to something. Go to anybody. Go to a nigga McDonald's job and start talking crazy enough to him. You seen some I seen a video a couple of weeks ago where the fucking bitch beat up and she was throwing shakes, and what happened? The two of the bitches came from behind the motherfucking counter, whooped her ass, and McDonald's and went back to work. So you know what I'm saying? Don't test people, just because you think you got that digital wall, that barrier. Oh, everybody else talking shit, I'm gonna talk shit. Like, we got to get out of that culture because we have that bad. And I remember some of y'all, I don't remember who it was exactly, I ain't gonna say no names, was talking shit to Kevin Johnson. He gonna pull up on one of y'all niggas. Y'all better chill. But
they're gonna turn into rock.
But Tenny, man, your thoughts on the situation, man, and just as far as should the Texans look to be more conservative if they can get out to a healthy lead and just kind of mitigate the risk, or should they mash the gas in what was it, Vegeta mode?
Vegeta mode, yeah, man, straight go for the kill. Look, man, if we're at like 30-7 going into the second half, there is a conservative but aggressive way to play. There is a way to take the clock away from the Jags. I have no problem in that. What the problem is that the conservative way that O'Brien always goes is that he doesn't get consistent enough first downs to eat up the clock. He'll go out there for maybe 3 plays and give it up. Well, what we need to see is if he wants to do that shit, go short. Throw short dinking and dunk passes and take deep shots. Get the first downs. Eat up the clock. Get all the way down the field. Take up all that time. Eat up 8-9 minutes of the game clock and get down there and do that. I don't have no problem in playing a game like that where you're purposely knowing that you can get a first down and then targeting it within the first 2 plays or within the first 3 plays and converting on third down. I don't have a problem with that. But when you knowingly cannot run the ball or you knowingly cannot do what you're trying to do repeatedly, that's the definition of insanity. You're doing the same shit, expecting a different outcome, but it never changes. And that's the problem with Bill O'Brien's conservativeness. And the same thing with Rack. I mean, if you're dominating in this game, don't stop it in the second half. I don't give a fuck if you pull guys off the bench. Get them out there playing the same fucking plays that the fucking starters were doing. Just do it, man. Get out there and be aggressive on defense. The defense has no excuse to be conservative today. If anything, they should want to pitch a fucking shutout to where the Jags don't even get a field goal. Like, I don't want these bitches fucking sniffing the fucking end zone. Nothing.
Josh Lambo out, so they won't get no field goal. That's
what I'm saying. like, I mean, if you let them get within 15 yards of the fucking end zone, anybody can kick it. I could probably kick it from there. But, I mean, I'm not going to over-exaggerate myself. I'm not that athletic. I'll probably pull my hammy. But, I mean, like, seriously, being conservative but getting first downs is agreeable. But if you're not fucking getting the product, kick it back into gear and go down there and score. I don't have no problem in this game ending fucking 60-0. I don't have any fucking problem with that. Because as long as we're scoring and showing this killer mentality, that's what we got to have. This sportsmanship is killing me right now. Like, if you look around the league and you look at all the other playoff teams, they're not playing to fucking be nice. They're playing to win. And it goes with everybody in the AFC playoff bracket. You look at New England. New England don't play to just fucking roll over for you. Fucking, you look at the Chargers. You look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs poured it on motherfuckers this year. They had no problem fucking showing disrespect as far as the score goes. So y'all keep that in mind. If y'all want to fucking win, you want to be in that conversation, we need to get that fucking simp mentality out of your fucking mind and fucking start fucking going out there for the kill.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that, man. Here's the deal. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do something a little bit different because we didn't get started as early to take the call. So I want y'all, I mean, you can drop in the chat if you want to, but if you want me to, read your mark my motherfucking words. I want y'all to text me into the sauce line. We won't take any calls today. We got a couple of texts. I'm going to read these. So there's a number, 832-639-DRIP, 832-639-3747. You can text in your mark my motherfucking words. If you don't know what mark my motherfucking words is, that means, hey, man, making a bold prediction, not some old suspect. Well, I think Lamar rushed for, 62 yards and some. I mean, you got to put something out there, man. You got to go ahead and drop something out there. That's a bold prediction. We'll definitely see if you were right or wrong in the post game. Shout out to Chandler. Chandler says, shout out to Honcho, Tenny, and Wink. Always appreciate it. Say, I got a question. Said, if there's some reason there's a chance of a bye, let's say if the Chiefs lose, Patriots lose, and the Chargers lose, what does it stand, or what are our chances? I think they said like the percentages are like, what did they say? It's like 6%. Or it's a low percentage for us to get in there. So, I mean, we didn't take advantage of the situation earlier in the season or, last couple of games. It just didn't benefit us. Said in the Instagram comment section, Jalen Strong said he had zero opportunity as a Texan. Do you think that B.O.B. should have given him a chance with Watson? Absolutely. And that's something that I've been saying for a long time because I like Jalen Strong. I felt like that when what happened is they kind of used him because who was Will Fuller hurt that first game that season before that they let him go? Somebody was hurt that first game, or first couple of games. We were real low on wide receivers, and then as soon as I think Will came back or whoever it was, they let him go. I want to say it was after the Cincinnati game or something like that.
Yeah,
they let him go.
Will was out until the Titans game because he exploded. You remember that in that Titans game, he had caught them 2 touchdowns, and it seemed like every game he was catching a touchdown from Watson.
Mm-hmm. And so, like I said,
I'm gonna put it like this: Bill O'Brien's 2-0 against former players, as far as them getting upset in the fucking social media realm. So I mean, I'll leave it at that. I mean, if Jalen Strong want to make him 3-0, go right on ahead. But as far as right now, man, the moves to move away from some of these guys have been beneficial at times. And I think if we would have had a Jalen Strong, we may not have made a trade for Demaryius Thomas. So, let it be as it is. I mean, they could have sat on their ass on that one. But the loss of Will Fuller forced them to go out there and get a playmaker, and that they did. And finally, we had somebody go do that now make that move.
Okay.
I really feel you can't assess the way he played with these cookie quarter. I mean, like Brian Hoyer, bro. Like, I mean, come on. Brock Osweiler, like he wasn't even in games like that. Like, I mean, and it's just like Ray preached on, bro. It's about practice with Bill O'Brien. And I'm not saying practice don't matter. But, like, he is more impressed with practice than play on the field. And that shit is bothersome. Now, you haven't really heard me go in on Bill O'Brien in quite some time now. I haven't had to truly rant on Bill O'Brien in a little while. And it's feeling like, damn, like, why am I starting to kind of warm up to him? Because I am seeing him make in-game adjustments. I am seeing him put the receivers in a little bit of a better situation. I am seeing him take some pressure off the O-line and the fucking, Deshaun Watson, the way he's able to put up points on the field. I am seeing him put up 29 points a game without Lamar Miller. I can't act like I'm not seeing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he's able to have made some things happen, and he still has some things that you have to be critical of, but it's clear that the man has to win. For him, I feel he has to do it by any means necessary. If he got to do it like that, then so be it. He's clearly the clear-cut case of the fan that says a win is a win. Because when you hear him talk, and he gets so super pumped up, even squeaking out again, that's a hell of a win. Oh, God, that's Houston Texans football. And this and that. And I'm just like, bro, but it's not. He's just the clear case to just win the game. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro. Ugly or not, bro, just get the W. Sometimes it does matter how you win when you play against certain teams. A team like the Jags, come on, bro. We're supposed to show up and show out knowing the fact that they don't have no O-lineman, no run game, no kicker. Boye is out. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have they're not consistent in stopping the run. They're consistent in stopping the pass, though. So it's just like, You have to know what advantages that you have to take over in this game. And I feel this is a perfect game for Deshaun Watson to be implemented on run pass option, read option, Lamar Miller hitting the edges and doing what he can to go up the middle because they not, I mean, outside of Marcel Darius, who else do you have that's going to be impactful on the inside? Nobody.
I want to be watching the Colts Titans game. Yeah, I'll be watching. I'll probably end up watching the Colts Titans game just because it's the last game of the day, if I'm not mistaken. And then, just to see, what it's looking like. But again, I think that should be a smoking. Cause we already, and the thing that we've been saying about Mariota again, when it counts, can't count on Mariota. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not playing. And that's, again, unfortunate. Anytime it's a big game, anytime it's pressure on the line, that dude is just, he just ain't got it. And I think that Titans fans should recognize that, they want to hype him up as much as you can. He has a skill set, but somehow he doesn't know how to use it when it counts. So, again, it is what it is. But
man, I think that bitch got anxiety issues. It's got to be something because, like you said, every time there's a game on the line, with that fucking Washington Redskins game, they was closer than it needed to be with the team like the Titans are.
Right.
And they get into that situation, and he seems to get the stinger. The stinger has been his go-to this whole season. It's a stinger. He can't hold on to the ball well, and this and that, and it's going on and on. And it seems to be such an isolated issue as far as him being the only one that is going through this shit and then seeing that shit. Man, I gotta say it. I think Marcus Mariota has anxiety issues, and he's not built or made for this kind of success. I think he enjoyed being a kind of highlight with Oregon that he was playing for, and now he's in the big league, and now everybody and a fucking whole city's fucking hopes is laid upon him. He can't hold that shit. He can't bear the weight of that.
This is what kills me about Titans fans. Dudes act like they winning because of Marcus Mariota. Yeah, he done won y'all a few games, but let's be real. Derrick Henry, it should have been used way more. Y'all misused him all season. This will probably be the first time in this game, if he can get off. I think he needs like 60, 70 yards or something like that to reach 1,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? And that's the first time in his career that he's going to be able to do that. And you still got dudes like Dion Lewis starting over him when he's not making no impact really at all. And it's just like, your receivers suck. You don't have no tight ends. Jonnu Smith, bro, he's trash. And I always hear Sports Fan Entertainment complain about this faggot. It's just like, bro, like a lot of these guys, and Jarrell Casey not playing in that game. Who the fuck is causing any pass rush? Bro,
man,
if the Titans
I'll tell you who's causing the pass rush.
Within 10, if the Titans can even keep that game within 10 points, I'll be impressed.
Motherfucker, Audrey's the pass rush today. That dude, I know he plays for the Colts, but he has impressed the fuck out of me this year. And I do not see how he doesn't dominate tonight. He's going to put on a fucking clinic tonight.
Man. Jabal Shear about to eat.
And speaking about...
And Darius Leonard for the eat.
Yeah, speaking about a couple of little milestones, and for the Texans in particular, Miller needs, 83 to hit that 1K. Do y'all see him getting that today?
Yeah. Yes.
I hope so.
Okay. And then
I see him doing it.
And then we know Deshaun needs about I want to say like 60 or 70 yards. That's gonna happen. We'll see that to get that 4K. He'll probably end up. I think he'll end up with like closer to 4,200 before it's all said and done.
First quarter.
what is Hopkins at? He's like 14, 20 something, right? He needs like 70 or 80 yards to hit 1,500, right?
Yeah. So he ain't too far off either. So I think there should be a couple of milestones that should be made for a few Texans this game, and I think that's a good reason to, like you say, to mash the gas. But like I say, if you can reach those milestones, and then the game is handy and in hand, and I'm not too opposed. But hey, all right, we got the guys that we need to get their numbers, and let's just kind of chill. We got a couple of texts real quick. We're gonna read these texts real quick, and then we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. But it says, "Yo, what up, Honcho? Just want to say I'm digging your show. Have a strange feeling KC and the Pats lose today. With the Texans win, take care. Shout out to Albert from Seabrook, man. Appreciate that love. And man, like, hey, anything can happen, and that's the thing. It can happen. We've seen game, but again, it's gonna be tough for the Jets because I think they're in New England, and that's gonna be.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. No, they at the Jets. They at the Jets.
They at the Jets. They at the Jets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they at the Jets. No, they going on the road.
Interesting. That might change the way I feel about that. Got one says I think Vincent Smith gets four catches, 100+ yards and a TD. Yeah, I mean, look, here's the deal. Like I said, with Bouye being out, Vincent Smith is that's a better situation for him, and he may be able to open up again because he seems to be the big play guy now that Will Fuller is unavailable. So he may get him a couple. We'll see what happens. Say, what's the motherfucking deal round table? It's your boy Roman. Say, my motherfucking word is DW4 will have 3 touchdowns, 280 yards. Throwing the Jags are hurt and have no secondary. I think that Deshaun Watson will capitulate off of that. And that's all I got. Enjoy the game, my brothers. P.S. It's your boy, Mr. Popcorn. Over Redenbach in the building. No, already shout out to Roman, man.
Yeah.
Say, I know we give this national news shit, but the fact that Kjo isn't being talked about is funny. For real, when even Houston players don't get out of character, it still don't make the news, man. Hey, shit, let them be. Look, we want to just, we don't need no negative talk. That's the only time they do want to talk about us if it is something negative or something they can try to talk down on. So Joshua says, what if B.O.B. coach is conservative because he's afraid he might get fired so he can easily get a job with another team? It sounds crazy.
Well, he's going to get a job regardless.
Yeah. He say it sounds crazy to me, but wouldn't be surprised. The Jets coach might be fired after the game and Mariota's out. Let us pray. So again, he might be, Bowles though, but they've been saying Bowles is going to get fired since, they basically said he's lame duck since we played him. So my thing is this though, and it's find it very interesting because UCF, I keep wanting to say UFC. UCF had mentioned that he feels like I said it's interesting the perspective of outside teams, and this is why I said that if Bill O'Brien ever did get fired, he'd have a job before we got a new head coach because other teams like him. I mean, even with the situation when they were talking about he was on the hot seat last year, Arizona was waiting around because they were talking about firing their coach to see, picking up. It was a bunch of teams that were interested in seeing if O'Brien would become available because there's a lot of teams that like what he does. So here's the deal. I want to get we'll start with Tenny and then we'll get Wink, man. Let me get y'all mark my motherfucking words, man. What y'all got, man?
Man, I've been wrong all fucking year long with the mark my motherfucking words. So mark my motherfucking words. I'm going to play the system. Special teams going to get 3 touchdowns today. And we don't make it to the Super Bowl. So if I'm wrong, hey, we got there.
All right. All right. Hey, Wink, what you got on the mark my motherfucking words, man?
I got a couple of them, man. I got to mark my motherfucking words. I got Trevor Daniel getting 5 punts inside the 20. I think he ended up getting that last week. I had called 6. I think he ended up getting 5. So I see him getting 5 this week against the Jaguars. I see us having great field position all game long. But that's not so much a mark my motherfucking words, but we know that's what he's going to be capable of. I see Kaimi probably hitting like 4 field goals for 45 plus. I see that. And I see Jadeveon Clowney getting 3 sacks today. I see him getting 3 sacks today. I think that's fine. And the fact that he know that Blake Bortles is trash and this might end up being his last game in Jacksonville, he's going to end up getting 3 sacks. So I think he's getting 3 sacks. He's going to end up recovering a fumble. And he's going to have like 7 tackles on the day. DeAndre Hopkins will have 2 touchdowns and 110 yards with 9 catches.
All right, and then let me get a quick score prediction from you fellas. What do y'all saying the outcome of this game is going to be?
27-13. Texans.
I'm going to be looking at 30-17 Texans.
Well, looking at this game, man, I'm thinking and I'm looking at it and I'm just saying I do expect to see some conservative because, again, the way just Bill, the way he thinks, and he's always talking about, I'm here to win the game, not to break stat records and all the points and all that. I think the Texans jump out to an early lead. No kicker for the Jags. I expect to see good field position both ways because we'll be able to pin them deep, and I don't expect them to really get it downfield. I'm looking at this one. No, I'm going to say – I'm going to put the points up there a little bit, though, because I think it's just going to be in a situation where we just kind of have to score because the opportunities will be there. I'm going to go 35 to I don't even know if I really want to give him 2 touchdowns. I'm gonna give him 2 touchdowns. Blake gonna try to play out of his mind because he's trying to get a job somewhere. I'm gonna call this one. I'm gonna say 38-14 is what I'm calling this one.
Or do you see him scoring like early? He gets shut out for a few quarters and then scores late again.
I think I'm gonna give him one in the first half, one in the second half. I think late in the second quarter he gets one, and I think later at the end of the game, because Cornell's gonna do what Cornell's gonna do, and he's gonna find an opportunity, probably to Westbrook, somebody like that, get him one. And then, like I say, a little busted coverage or something like that may happen. And then my motherfucking words is. I think all 3 Texans who have an opportunity to set a record. So that's 1,500 for Hop. That's 1,000 yards for Miller. And, of course, Deshaun. I'm going to say Deshaun ends up into this game with, I'm going to say 4,250. So he ends the year with the regular season 4,250 yards for Watson. So that's going to be my motherfucking words on this one. But here's the deal, man. It's almost that time. Man, Sauce Nation, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Got a couple of we'll catch these last ones. We got about 5 minutes and then before we go get in the situation. Jay Dizzle says Watson throws a pitch that's tipped at the line of scrimmage, and that's definitely bound to happen. It happens. So the defense has been letting us down. Y'all haven't mentioned Rack yet. Man, look, I'm trying to hope. I'm trying to be more positive because y'all already know how I felt, and I made the video, and a lot of people disagree with me on it, and I can respect that. I ain't mad at y'all, but sometimes I think you just kind of got to look at what is, because the thing that concerns me is how do we flip from being such a great pass stopping defense to becoming a run stopping defense? Like, what's going on with Cornell and his ideology that has changed that situation up? And so that's what kind of concerns me. And then, but it is what it is. Hopefully, like I say, this is the Jags. They are injured, and so it's going to be interesting. Says, mark my motherfucking words. Tenny will get 16 straight. Mark my motherfucking words wrong. A new record. Shout out to Days, man. Hey, like I say, if his are wrong, hey, that's a good look, man. That's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
So here's the deal, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. I just want to say thank y'all for coming through again. Like I say, this is going to be the last pregame of the regular season. Hopefully, we get to have us 4 more after this, or hopefully maybe only 3 more after this. If things fall in place, for the postseason. But it is what it is. So ultimately, like I just said, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been riding since day one. If you've been here since yesterday, it don't even matter, man. If you fuck with us, we had some new subscribers, man. I appreciate all y'all coming through and holding it down. Again, shout out to UCF, shout out to Jack and Off coming through. I think UCF says he does live during the game, so that'll be interesting. Might try to catch some of that. Gentlemen, y'all have anything y'all want to say before we slide out of here?
Man, the Texans should be dominant today. I have them being dominant today. If they don't, it won't be no surprise, but it's just something that's just telling me these dudes are finna show up and show out today on both sides of the football. And I think if Rack does go conservative, it's only to limit the fact that Blake Bortles getting out of you'll be able to stop Blake Bortles versus playing man the whole game, and it breaks down in the pocket. He's able to get out of the paint. So that's something y'all should definitely keep your eyes on. If he plays more zone, it's because Blake Bortles can hurt you with his legs. So keep that in mind.
Man, shout out to the chat. As always, you guys always come through. I know it was popping. I know y'all was doing y'all thing. And I know if y'all could have called in, y'all be calling in and blowing up the phone line. Just shout out to everybody who's analytical and critical about the Texans. Shout out to everybody who never gives up faith. I mean, we all in one today. I mean, this is how the game day goes. We all want to see the W at the end of the day. We can discuss it afterwards, but at the end of the day, we want to see this team going forward. And all we can do together is look forward and try to figure out how we're going to get to the next stage. So after this game, we in the playoffs, baby. And we back to the glory land.
Really, it seems like it's been a long time, man. I don't know, Tenny. You got somebody somebody hating on you in the chat. Say Tanya Dahl says Tenny sucks. I don't know.
I'll tell her she sucks better, cause I know.
Well, on that note, shout out to all y'all, man. I'll be talking shit over Twitter. Y'all know how I do, man, during the game. So I'll be live tweeting, talking big shit, man. Hey, but it's that time, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Sauce Nation, y'all the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world. Immediately after the game, we will be live talking about what happened and kind of recapping the season and everything else. But with that being said, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Most of all, y'all stay saucy. Hey, we out. Catch y'all after the game.